name. I think I say that in the middle of every month, don't I? Well, first I want to say thank you to the newly Reverend Sherry Hersey, who just got her licensing. So congratulations to her. But also I want to say thank you for filling in for me last week. Last Wednesday, our UWS book club went to Homeboy Industries because they read one of the three books by Father Gregory Boyle. And I'll talk about that more on Sunday, and just what an inspirational and amazing this man and idea with Homeboy Industries. How just super fantastic what he is doing there in downtown Los Angeles. So definitely tune in this Sunday to hear more about that. But today, I wanted to share with all of you. So I had bought, and it's at Target, hashtag not an ad, but I bought at Target, I believe last month, these great mindfulness cards. And it's such a cool pack. I mean, I'm sure you can probably get it at other locations as well, bookstores, Amazon, wherever. I'm not trying to promote one place over another. But can you see they have all these really cool little sections in this nice little contained box. One is rest and balance, one is curiosity and joy, another is insight and awareness, and another is kindness. And yesterday I was just picking several different cards, and I got a few that really actually going to help me with this Sunday's sermon, which is all about interconnectedness and Earth Day, what one person can do, like Father Gregory Boyle, and how it really is a ripple effect, and we're all so connected. So I found a couple on there for that, and I just thought, wow. But then also, I picked some more, and I thought it would be great for today, Inspiration Wednesday. So you can see they have all these different, it's color-coded, different topics. The idea is that you pick one or two, in the morning or at night, because there's that whole rest and relax section. And then you do cleanses, or you just contemplate it for a journal. So I really wanted to share these with you. So the first one is who knows? And it's this great idea. It says, as you deepen your mindfulness practice, the question of who and what it is that is aware starts to become more and more prominent. If we are aware of our thoughts, then can we actually be our thoughts? Who knows? So the suggestion is that you spend 5 minutes sitting with the question and pay attention to what comes up in your mind. So it's this idea, which is really a Buddhist type idea, actually, of I am not my thoughts. My thoughts are my thoughts, but I am not my thoughts. So I just love this idea of really helping you. It can actually help you with your own self-awareness. And as your self-awareness grows, then your personal and spiritual maturity also grows. So just sitting throughout the day and asking, pausing and saying, who is it that is aware of this experience right now? What is it that's aware of this experience right now? And I had my minister, Reverend Molly, who, she described it so well. She said, it's the eyes behind the eyes. Who or what are the eyes behind the eyes? But when we get into different situations in our life with family, friends, or just a situation that we feel overwhelmed with, it's important that we pause and take that breath, but also to kind of step back and be the eyes behind the eyes, or ask who or what is aware of this right now. And then realizing we're not our thoughts. We're not even really our feelings, right? So we have feelings and we have thoughts, but not to identify ourselves with them. Does that make sense? It's really great self-awareness practice. Highly recommend it. Okay, the next card that I had pulled yesterday for today is what is being trained. So it goes sort of into this same idea. So the idea that remembering not to get so caught up in your feelings, your thoughts, but just to observe and then to kind of step back. And the easiest way to do that is to say who or what is observing this right now. But here's why we can do this.
in this card, it says the connections and pathways in our brains change over the course of our lives based on how we think, what we do, and where we are. So scientists call this neuroplasticity. I've described this in the past because I read it, gosh, probably 10, 12 years ago now. This great description of, if you think about a ski slope. So if there's fresh snow on that hill, when the first time you go down, it's going to take some time and effort to make a new path. But with each time you go down the hill, you're going to be more easy to go down that same path. However, if you get to the top of the hill and you want to create a new path, again, it's going to take some effort to go off of that well-worn path and get onto a new path. Same thing with our brains. Our brains, after a while, start to train themselves to do the same thing over and over. Sorry for when I'm playing with my bangs. I want to see you all. So it's the same thing that when we make a change, whether that's a change in habit or a change in thought, it's going to take some effort. And at first, it's going to feel maybe really slow and hard and challenging to make that change. But eventually, the more we have that new thought or that new habit, that new way of being, then the easier it becomes. And that's because of how our brains are set up, neuroplasticity. So it says, in other words, our minds and our brains are constantly being trained. Just what I was saying. When you cultivate awareness, okay, so that's what we did on this card over here, everybody. When you cultivate awareness, you can make a choice to have more control over what qualities you develop in yourself. Knowing this, what do you want to train your mind in right now? I mean, I can think of probably 4 or 5 things right off the bat. How about you? What would you like to retrain really, your mind in right now? Your mind, think of it as like a little plastic. It's not plastic, but it's malleable. And the more we can become aware, so when we're in, especially times of overwhelm, stress, maybe a disagreement, argument with somebody, those are the times to breathe and then to step back and say, who or what is observing this right now? To remind yourself you're not the thought, you're not the feeling. You have thoughts and feelings, but you're not those thoughts and feelings. And then as you observe, decide, okay, how do I want to retrain myself to react? Maybe I don't want to react in the same way that I've always acted or reacted before. Here's an opportunity to make a new choice, to make a new thought, a new behavior, a new way of being. So you have that opportunity to do that. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but this is how we grow in our self-awareness and our personal and spiritual growth, and even better, maturity. So 2 different thoughts and ideas for you all today. Who or what is observing it? Remembering you're not that thought, but also to realize that you're just wanting to carve a new pathway. And when you carve that new pathway in your brain, it'll be easier and easier the more you take that new action or thought. And then I'd also pulled this and I thought, how appropriate for Inspiration Wednesdays, because Inspiration Wednesday was really set up to take just a moment, 15 minutes, midweek, midday, to stop and get re-inspired and to remember you have spiritual tools to get you through the rest of the day or the rest of the week or the rest of the month. We're mid-month now. Remember I said that before. So this card that I pulled, I loved. It's all time can be me time. What a great reminder. All time can be me time. It says our days are filled with responsibilities and tasks, and it's common to feel that we don't have enough time for ourselves in our overscheduled lives. Anyone have an overscheduled life? But you can cultivate me time by establishing mindfulness in your body through a steady awareness of your breath or posture. So again, taking these like little moments to check in with yourself. It says this gives you the superpower of making all time your time. No matter what you're doing, If you are able to stay connected to some aspect of your physical experience, you can be present around the clock. Now, this can be as easy as, you're in the middle of a work day and you just say, okay, I'm just going to take a breath, stop, take a breath, and I just feel the chair that's supporting my legs. Or you're in the middle of your workday and you think, okay, I'm just going to take a moment to look out the window and just observe out the window for a few seconds. Okay, I'm just going to stop and I'm going to be aware of how my shoulders feel, how my neck feels, maybe how my feet or fingers or toes feel. It's just a matter of pausing through our day and getting reconnected with our bodies. So that when we get reconnected with our bodies, again, it's easier even at that point to do what I said at the beginning of our time together, which is to check in and say, okay, who or what is observing this? So pausing, taking the breath, stepping back, being the eyes behind the eyes, realizing that any time can be my me time. And I wanted to follow up on that little point too, because I love, again, this idea that all time can be me time. Remember, you set your clock. You set your schedule. Now, some of you are going to say, nope, my work does. But I'm going to argue and say, no, you do. Well, especially those of you who have your own work schedules. But, you really do. You can set up your morning before work. You can set up your time in the car or during however you get to work. You can set up your lunch break. You can set up whatever other kind of time out breaks you get. You can set up the time on your way home, and you can set your time up at nighttime. And it really is about, where do I want to put most of my time, energy, and focus? Because all time is me time, right? So we think that we have only a limited amount of time, but this is actually a prosperity principle. We think of prosperity being only money related, but really it's also time related, because just like money, a lot of times we think, I don't have enough, right? I don't have enough money. I don't have enough time. That's limited thinking, everybody. So get your prosperity thinking on. You have an abundance of time. It's how you want to spend your time. Where are you putting your time? Because all time is me time. Card even says it. There you go. So just a couple thoughts for you, a few thoughts for you on this Wednesday afternoon. Again, not promoting where to go, not promoting Target necessarily, because I think you can probably get a lot of different places, but this great little mindfulness box, mindfulness card, simple practices, everyday life, and 50 different prompts for exercise for the mind and body. Sometimes, you know what? I mean, I've been doing this basically almost my whole life, almost 50 years, everybody. And sometimes we just need new tools, right? New tools, new resources to say it a different way, to re-inspire. So again, these were thoughts I'd, heard in the past or been taught in the past, but sometimes we forget. So it's good to be reminded. So as you go about the rest of your day, taking some time out. And so that brings us to our last couple minutes here, which, I always like to do some kind of breath work or short meditation. So I think we'll do a short meditation. Are you all in? Okay, good. So one of those prompts was taking a moment to just feel your body. Where is it feeling heavy? Maybe where is there some discomfort? Is there discomfort? Maybe there's some ease. Maybe there's joy. But whatever it is, just feel your physical body. Let your legs feel heavy and really supported by the chair. And then take a breath. And make that breath even slower on the exhale. Why? Why do you always say that, Stacy? I say it because that tells your brain, that has all that neuroplasticity we were just talking about, it tells your brain that you're slowing down, that it doesn't need to be in a stress response. And so if you're breathing through your chest, that tells your body you're in stress. We don't want to do that right now. It's Inspiration Wednesday. So instead, you're going to take a breath through your belly, pause, and then a slow exhale. And I'm going to really encourage you to close your eyes. Sometimes I say, find a spot in front of you to lower your gaze, look at that spot. You could still do that. But I think today, if you close your eyes, what you're going to find is it's easier to now focus on the eyes behind the eyes. Who or what is observing you right now? Who or what is the one who is doing the observing? Who or what is noticing the heaviness of the legs? Who or what is the one who's thinking? Who or what is the one hearing my voice? Being the eyes behind the eyes, realizing really that you are a consciousness with a body. You are a soul with a body. You are not the body. The body is wonderful. It gets us all around to do our passion projects and our purposes that we're here to do. But we're not the thoughts, we're not the feelings, and we're not the body. So just in this moment, again, with your eyes closed, just noticing the eyes behind the eyes, the one who is noticing. Who or what is noticing and aware of this moment? And then maybe another little affirmation right here, an affirmation that says, I know that I can make new pathways in my brain. I know that I can make changes to my habits, thoughts, and behaviors. I also know that with consistency, that ski slope of my brain becomes even easier to make these changes. And then right before we close out our short meditation today, taking a moment to go from the head, top of your head, and just blessing every part of your body. Wow, your body, it works so hard for you. So go ahead and bless the top of your head, your brain. It does so much. You don't even have to think about it. It just does all the thinking for you. Bless your eyes, your ears, your mouth, that tongue, your throat. Bless your shoulders. Bless your lungs. They just breathe for you. That's so fantastic. Your heart, too. You don't have to think about every beat. So thank your strong heart for beating in perfect time. As you move down your body, bless and give thanks for your digestive system and all those other organs that are there doing their work. Give thanks for that spine that holds you up strong. Give thanks and bless your hands. Helps you also do your work through the day. Feeds you. Give thanks for your legs, thighs, those knees, your calves, your ankles, your feet. Bless them, give thanks for them, because they carry you around the world to do your purpose. So one more little wash of light. Just imagine, again, just like a wave, a gentle wave of light just coming from the top of your head all the way down your body. And then bringing your attention back to your hands, which you start to wiggle, your feet. Now you become the eyes themselves as you start to open your eyes, coming back to this moment as we give thanks for, man, I needed this today, everyone. Thank you. Sometimes we just need a moment to stop. Well, sometimes we just need a moment to stop and breathe. And then sometimes we need a moment just to stop and remember, oh, you know what? I'm too caught up in this physical world. I need to remember I'm a soul with a body. And then sometimes it's good to be reminded of all the different spiritual tools we have. And to know that me time is your time all the time. I think that made sense. Let me know in the comments. Okay, would love to hear from you. Hey everyone, there's only 2 more Inspiration Wednesdays left. I'm wrapping up the entire Inspiration Wednesdays after 3 years. So, in the next couple weeks here, I'd love to hear from you. You can either message us or put it in the comments here below. What would you like for the last couple Inspiration Wednesdays? I mean, the last one I'll be, kind of doing a whole recap of 3 years, but I'll also answer any questions or cover any topics that any of you are interested in too. I know a lot of you watch afterwards, especially now. Again, this was started in the pandemic when everyone was home at 12:30 on a Wednesday. And now most of you are watching later. So for those of you who turned in live, thank you. It's always nice not to talk to just yourself alone in your office. I appreciate it. And for those of you who watch afterwards, thank you. Again, my pleasure, my honor. Thanks for checking Inspiration Wednesday out. Thanks for being with me. And remember this Sunday, I will be talking 10:30. Oh my gosh, everyone, you get an extra half hour sleep from us. You're welcome. So 10:30 Sunday, we're live on YouTube, Facebook. You can catch it all later as well, but I'm going to talk about the interconnectedness of life in celebration of Earth Day and our divine oneness. Okay, have a great rest of your day. Talk to you all soon. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.